What's going on, everybody? So, in light of the Odyssey trailer coming out, it got me reflecting on my own journey as an author and what got me into the fantasy sci-fi mythology genre in the first place. So, today I'm going to be coming with the top books that influenced Tales of the Arcanix. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. So right off the bat, we're going to knock the easy one out the way. It's the Iliad and the Odyssey, obviously. I mean, that's the whole reason I even thought about this. But, I was in 8th grade. I read the brief excerpt. Then I got the full copy in the school library after I read it because I loved it so much. And one of the main takeaways from me was that Odysseus always got out of the situation with his wit and not his brawn. He wasn't like most Greek heroes who were typically demigods and had magical weapons and artifacts. He was just a very smart man, and he knew how to talk his way out of any situation. So next on my list comes from left field. It's Point of Impact by Stephen Hunter. It's an amazing thriller. It follows the story of Bob Lee Swagger, a Vietnam War vet who is framed for the assassination of the US president. And if you don't recognize it, you might recognize the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Next, we have my favorite series of all time, The Witcher. That whole entire series from top to bottom is spectacular. I've spoken enough about it on the channel. Go read it and let me know what you think. Next on this list is another story out of left field that's relatively unknown. It's Pendragon, a journal of an adventure through space and time. It's a dimension-hopping story that blends sci-fi, fantasy, Arthurian legend. Everything you could ever want in a science fantasy book you get in this series. Next on my list is an all-time classic, Dune. The story of Paul Atreides will forever be ingrained in my mind. I read this when I was 16, and I honestly didn't appreciate the sequels until I got older. I'm 30 years old now, so I think as I matured, I could understand a little more of what Frank Herbert was going for in the sequels. The next one on my list, I don't need to say too much about. I think it's self-explanatory. Lord of the Rings. The original trilogy and The Hobbit is just amazing. I haven't read the Silmarillion, admittedly. I'm not a super fan like that. But definitely, if you haven't read these, go pick them up. Next on my list is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Or in other words, Blade Runner. If you haven't read any book in the Blade Runner series, you need to go ahead and do it. And you need to go ahead and watch both movies. Both movies are excellent. They're both classics. Next on my list is another one that isn't even fantasy, but it remains influential nonetheless. And that is Ian Fleming's 007, specifically Casino Royale and From Russia with Love. I don't need to say too much. If you don't know who 007 is, you're living under a rock. So those are my top most influential books on my writing. If you want to see how I blend these all together, go check out Tales of the Arcanix.